5 years, 5 growing seasons on this allotment, 9 chickens, more vegetables than I even have space to store. I've had to reorganise my pantry twice. And in those 5 years, there's one thing that I hear more than anything else. One sentence that stops people before they even start. And it goes like this: you'll never be self-sufficient. It's not worth it. And you know what? They're right. You won't be. I'm not even close. Not farm, not 5 acres, a tennis court worth of soil puts thousands back into the family pocket every single year. And I ran the numbers and I'm not even going to dress it up. Okay, so let's talk about the lie. True self-sufficiency, feeding a family of 4 from your own land, needs 4 acres minimum. Realistically, 8 to 12 to survive the British winter. And allotment is 250 square metres. That's a 1/16 of an acre. Or a double tennis court. That's not even in the same category. Not even close. And right now, there's 150,000 people waiting for that tennis court. The land isn't growing, but the list is. So the words self-sufficiency has been quietly, consistently making people feel like failures when they're not. And then you get inundated with people saying, don't bother, it's not worth it. It's only 20% of your calories. Just use the supermarket. Technically, they're correct. A 250 square plot can't replace your food bill. But here's what they're not telling you. 20%, that's exactly where the real money lives. And the savings are bigger than you would ever think. Right, let's actually put the numbers on the table. A UK family of 4, let's say 2 adults, 2 kids, national average supermarket spend is £6,300 a year. That's £121 a week, every week for 52 weeks. And eating out, a takeaway on a Friday, school dinners, special birthday meal, the coffee that you absolutely didn't need but you bought anyway. That brings our total up to £8,600 a year. That's a family holiday. That is a year of car payments. That's a significant chunk of your rent. Every single penny is going to food. And I've thought about this. I've made a spreadsheet. There's been several spreadsheets. It was a whole thing. Now, your allotment doesn't have to touch grains. It doesn't have to touch dairy. What it touches is fresh produce, vegetables, fruit and herbs. And the fresh produce aisle aren't small ticket items. We're talking premium veg, salad leaves, fresh herbs, seasonal fruit. That is where the margins go wild. These are the most expensive things that you can buy per kilo and the cheapest things that you can grow per metre. That gap, that's your target. A well-run allotment saves a family of 4 between £4,000 and £5,000 a year. Almost all fresh vegetables, almost all seasonal fruit, preserved so that you're eating food into January and beyond, not just August. Herbs cost £50 to maybe £1.17 a packet in the supermarket, and they grow like weeds. That is the productive end. And if you're in year 1, small raised bed, getting your bearings, a realistic savings is £500 to £1,000. That's still real money. That's a whole term of after school clubs. That is a Christmas without the credit card. Most of the growers that I'm talking to, established plots, growing the right crops, land somewhere between £1,500 to £2,500 a year. Steady, consistent, repeatable every single year. And that's before chickens. 9 chickens changed the protein game completely. And I didn't fully appreciate how much money they would save me until I ran the numbers. Most allotments allow them, and if yours does, I'm telling you right now, it's the single best decision that I've made on the entire plot. In a productive season, my 9 chickens will lay anywhere between 1,800 to 2,200 eggs a year. These are actual numbers. Free range eggs in this country right now are running about £3.50 for 6. That's £58 pence an egg. Run those numbers, 2,000 eggs at 58 pence. That's £1,100 worth of protein a year from 9 birds that are fed kitchen scraps and forage for pests and cost nothing beyond a few quid's worth of feed. To be perfectly honest, chickens are the most productive things on my entire allotment by value per square metre. These bad boys are absolutely the final boss of the food bill. If you're sitting on the fence about getting them, this is me. I'm telling you right now, get them. So you're looking at veg savings between £2,000 and £5,000. Eggs, another £1,100 on top of that. These stack up together to potentially take a massive chunk off of that £6,300 food bill every year for 250 square metres and 9 chickens. But none of these numbers matter if the people stop before they even start. And why? That one sentence. That one sentence people keep telling you because they're giving you an impossible goal without even asking if that's the correct goal to start off with. You'll never be self-sufficient. Yeah, you're right. I won't. And I stopped trying to be because self-sufficiency, complete 100%, no supermarket ever requires land that most ordinary people like me and you just don't have access for. Unless we win the lotto. Letting that impossible standard be the measurement that whether or not this is worth doing is the system's best trick. Keep the goal unachievable and people will keep handing over £6,300 a year and never find an alternative. Self-defence gardening isn't the same thing. It isn't about replacing everything. It's about reducing how much the system gets to take. Every expensive crop that you grow is a pound you didn't have to hand over. Every egg your own birds are producing is another one that's not in their supply chain. Every jar on the shelf come January is a payment that you've made in July. And what does that money free up? And this is the actual point. Getting out of debt. Having that breathing room in your budget. Taking your kids on holiday that you just couldn't afford last year. Not feeling that gut drop every time a new bill lands. Self-defence gardening doesn't ask you to grow everything. It asks you to grow things that cost the most. Fresh vegetables, eggs, herbs, fruit, and growing them with the least possible spend. It's the most rational financial decision that your family can make right now. It's an investment in your future. So let's put this complete picture together. You'll still have to buy grains. You have to still buy butter, oils, and the staples that run your kitchen. That's absolutely fine. That's always been fine. The goal isn't to replace everything. The goal is to slash the parts that are making your family poorer. And that's what a well-run allotment does. Even in the beginning, 1 year, couple of raised beds, you're saving £1,500 to £1,000 of real money. That's not nothing. And here's what my 5 years experience has taught me. It compounds. Every year you save seeds. Every year your knowledge gets sharper. Every year your allotment saves you that much more money. The system is linear. This is not. It grows. The system wants you to measure your success in whether or not you can grow loaves of bread. The system wants you to feel like a failure because you have to buy milk. The system wants you to know that you'll never be self-sufficient. That is the reason why you hand over £6,300 a year without question, without an alternative for the rest of your life. But self-defence gardening was never about winning the whole war. It's about taking back as much ground as you can with what you have from where you are. 1 seed at a time, 1 jar at a time, and 1 egg at a time. And the numbers, the real numbers, say it works. To start your garden now, on a balcony, on a windowsill, in your backyard, put your name down for an allotment today, because that's self-defence gardening. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. And in 5 years, say 9 chickens and hundreds of jars of stored food, the system is losing. And let me know down below, what's the one thing that held you back from starting? Join the conversation down below and make sure you're subscribed. Bye bye.